Everyone, so this is the official JX35 QX60 transfer case video, also Nissan Pathfinder from Nexus Auto. Hey, okay, so this is the official video, but I want you to make sure you watch the supplemental video too. It'll be in the description and everything as well. And the reason for that is because the job didn't go well. It didn't. It happens sometimes. And I just wanted to show and discuss how things go. I could have done this video one of two ways. I could have just put this one out and been like, hey, look, it's all done. Yay, good job. But I also figured, a lot of times, doesn't matter, it could be a small little dude who's making a video, someone like me, or it could be a big company. Things don't always go to plan. And I figure sometimes it's good to see that things don't go to plan and what you have to do to innovate or work around with it or what you can try. I don't show you everything, but this video shows you how it should go. And then I have a transfer case fail video, because it was a fail. It was. And I discuss a little more about what went wrong with the job and what I did to try and work around with it and things like that. So make sure you watch both because, truthfully, the issues from what I've discussed with other shops and everything, the issues I encountered should not be common. So you should not see these issues. But it's possible. And if it happened to me, it could happen to you. I mean, these things happen, right? So that's why I put both videos out. Make sure you watch them both. But now, enough of me blabbering on. Let's get on to the video you're here to see.
So what you'll need to get this job done, you'll need a jack and jack stands, impact gun or breaker bar along with your socket to remove your wheels. Torque wrenches, you'll need two, one for the wheels, one for your drain bolts, a size 10 hex socket, 12mm wrench, ratchet with extension, drain pan, 0.3 liters or 5/8 pints of API GL5 ADW90 synthetic gear oil, a mouthful, oil pump, silicone RTV sealant, also known as thread locker, rags, and your safety equipment, which includes safety glasses and gloves. Be safe for sure, people. Also worth noting that the stuff to take off your wheels is completely optional. You don't have to take off a wheel to do it, but I found it helped. Okay, so you can see there's your oil pan where you drain your oil. You can see the driver's side wheel is off. I'm just showing that for reference and for lighting and stuff. And between the exhaust, that's where you see your transfer case. There's your 10mm hex and 12mm fill plug. That's right up there. Of course, a 10mm, that's your drain plug. You always remove your fill plug first. So make sure you do that. Now you're seeing that fluid there. That's actually penetrating fluid. I've sprayed around already just to kind of help. And so now we'll position our drain pan right underneath the drain plug. I should tell you, as you can see, I've already lifted the car. I've also warmed up. You do want to warm the car up for a few minutes at least, just to get the fluid kind of loose. It is a thicker fluid, so you do want to warm it up a bit, maybe even take it for a drive before you start. So you can see I'm getting started on the 12mm first. So now I tried using I have a ratcheting wrench and I tried using it, but I found there wasn't a lot of room, so I had to go to a regular wrench and use that instead. So just go and we put our wrench on there, and it's not a lot of room to work with, so you can't use a really long wrench. You want a shorter wrench, and you have to be able to give yourself some good leverage. You can take off the exhaust. That does help, but it's a fair bit of work to take that exhaust off, and it doesn't help too much since it's really the catalytic converter is really kind of in the way there. But you could if you wanted to. In this case, I opted not to. I thought that for the extra work, it's not worth it, but you can. So you can see I've left it playing here to show you guys that it's not an easy thing to do. Show everyone here that it's not something I just went in and boom, I was able to do it, no problem. There is a struggle that goes with it, but it can be done. I was able to do it. So you get the wrench in there, you work it a bit, and then once you get it on, it's a matter of getting it on and getting it on in a way that you can definitely move the wrench back and forth. So I've got one hand that's helping to guide it onto the 12mm drain fill plug, and then another hand that I'm using to slowly turn it. You can see it's slowly moving, and once it gets to a point, it's really just a little bit of getting it going. Once it gets it going, you can actually do it by hand. You'll see that in a minute actually. So yeah, it's just a matter now of just getting it done and kind of flowing through with it. Takes some patience, takes some time. Luckily, it's not a whole lot of fluid. Now, when you do open this, Fluid, if it's your first time doing it, I imagine it probably is for most people watching this, fluid's just going to start pouring out. That's why you have to have the drain pan ready even before, like when you're taking in the fill plug. You know, I guess, I don't know if Infiniti has filled it up a little bit past the drain plug or whatever, but when you open it, fluid, a good bit of fluid comes out. So you see, I've got it moving here. I'm able now to go with it by hand for the rest of the way. It's only the first few turns that are difficult. After that, by hand, I'm able to get it out. And you see, as soon as I get it out, you see the fluid dripping out right away. See? So yeah, make sure you're on top of that. So here's where I had some problems. Definitely watch the other video for it. You put your 10 millimeter, but for now, let's just work with what it is. You put your 10 millimeter in, you loosen it. These are only done to 14 foot-pounds. So it's not a whole lot, and with some work, you should be able to kind of get it going, right? You can see I had some trouble there. Sorry I didn't show you, but what you should be doing before I get to this part here quickly is when you put the drain bolt back in after you've drained the fluid, you put the thread locker on there, and then you install it and tighten it to 11 foot-pounds. Sorry, not 14 foot-pounds, 11 foot-pounds. I apologize. And now we go into putting fluid in. So now you put your pump in. You'll see I have the pump directly attached to the bottle. You should see an item in the link for that as well if you need one. And then you just start pumping your fluid in until it starts pouring out. And that's it. Once you do that and it starts running out, you'll see it kind of running. And see it's really kind of... Be careful. Some of it will drip off the line. Don't confuse that. You got to look for like more of a steady stream like that. That's your full indication that for sure it's done. Then you pull that out and you put your 12 millimeter bolt in and you tighten it to 14 foot-pounds. That is a little tricky to do since you really can't get a... oh, you see here I'm cleaning. This is the fill plug. So how you see I'm cleaning it here. And although I didn't put any thread locker on, you see that I'm telling you, make sure you do put a little bit of thread locker on. I didn't. Watch my other videos for reasons as to why, but yeah, put thread locker on there and put it in, and it only tightens to 14 foot-pounds. It's not much at all. However, you can't really get a torque wrench in there to do that, right? You can only torque the drain bolt. The fill one you can't really. So you want to make sure you go to tight, pretty much hand tight essentially. But don't over tighten. You know, the bolts are fairly soft, as is the casing. So you don't want to over tighten and strip it or anything like that. So this is probably the part that's most worrisome. If you took out the exhaust, you could. I even tried, although you don't see it in the video, I actually even tried to get like a U-joint, socket U-joint in with a shallow socket. See if I can get that to work. Just not enough room to do that. Not with that exhaust piece there. So, I mean, if you really want to do it the proper way and torque it properly, you have to take out that whole exhaust piece that you see there. Otherwise, though, you'll have to just tighten it by hand. I did it with the thread locker and tightening it till it's nice and hand tight. Should give you no problems with getting this done. But you can see kind of just showing you the struggle there. Once I got it, I was able to get funny enough, I was able to get my ratcheting wrench on, and I used that. That makes life so much easier. It's not a lot of room, but I was able to get it on without stripping the bolt or anything and tighten it back up. So, just about a minute and a half left on the video, so I'm just gonna kind of recap for you guys, just so you know what's involved. First off, as I said at the beginning of the video, do make sure to go check out the other video, because if everything goes well, it should go exactly as it happens in this video. For me, and I do believe I had a one-off situation, or a rare situation, it did not, and that video details it, but I wanted to keep these videos separate, so you saw this as exactly as it should be, and then I'll detail the problems that happened for me. I don't normally get too many problems on mechanical jobs, but this one did pose an issue. But to recap, you warm up your vehicle, go for a drive, get the fluid flowing, things like that. You lift the car up. You do not need to take off the wheel, but I took mine off to help with lighting and things like that. So if you want, it actually helped me a lot in the sense of lighting. So depending on your situation, you may want to take off the wheel. But how I said at the beginning, you need jack stands, an impact gun, and torque wrench for the wheels. That's only if you want to take it off. But again, it did help with lighting and stuff, so that's why I recommended it. don't have to do that though. If you want to use penetrant, you can spray it down. It does help a little bit. Then you open up your fill plug first. Make sure that comes out, because you don't want to encounter an issue where you open the drain plug, then you can't move the fill plug, then you're stuck in a really bad situation where you can't put the fluid back in. So open your fill plug first, make sure it comes out. And it comes out fully, don't just loosen it, make sure it comes out fully. Then open the drain plug, empty out all your fluid, put the drain plug in, tighten it to 11 foot-pounds, put your fill plug in, and that goes up to 14 foot-pounds.
Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate all the support out there. Don't forget to throw a like on that video if it helped you, if you found the information useful, anything like that. Make sure to like it. Don't forget to subscribe, help the channel grow, and hit the notification if you want to see more of my videos. If you dislike the video, that's okay, no problem at all, but don't be a troll, alright? Make sure you put why in the comments. I mean, maybe I missed something, maybe I got something wrong, maybe there's something you feel better, or you didn't like how I filmed. Whatever it is, put it in there. I make these videos to help people out, so I can only make it better if I get the feedback, but I need the feedback. Just don't be trolling, alright? Otherwise, if you have any other comments, feel free to do so. I answer questions whenever I can. If you want to add something on there, if you have a helpful tip that maybe I didn't cover, I didn't even know about, make sure to put that in the comments as well. I want to thank everyone, and I will see you all next video.